We'll be going to the Peace, Love, and Vans event in Florida soon, and we can't wait to see everyone there. After the event, we plan on going to Georgia to see our daughter and also a friend that lives in Atlanta, so we'll be gone for a couple of weeks. It's got me thinking, what do we need to pack for that amount of time? Florida can get cool at night, but, well, rather warm during the day, so what kind of clothes do we take?
Like t-shirts and sandals, dude.
And for that matter, how much food do we need to pack? So this video is really about packing, and of course, I have a big list. But what I want to start off with is clothes. Like anyone, we have to have t-shirts and short sleeves and long sleeves and pants and shorts and socks and underwear and a whole bunch of other things. So I thought I'd go ahead and show you how to start packing some of these to save some space in your RV. The simplest thing to pack are t-shirts. They're thin and easy to fold. So the first thing you want to do is create a little pocket at the bottom. That's going to be used later to tuck the shirt in compactly. Once you do that, you fold in the short sleeves, and then you fold the entire t-shirt into thirds. From the opposite side of where you created the little pocket, you want to start rolling fairly tightly, all the way up till you reach the pocket. Once you get to the top, there's the pocket, and you want to roll it around over the rest of the rolled shirt. And there you go.
Whoa, groovy.
Socks are another easy thing to fold. Again, they're thin and easy to do. So you just put one sock on top of the other, and then you fold the top sock just at the top. And you roll it all up, and then the other sock, which was not folded over, you'll use that to roll over the rest of the sock and create a little pocket. That's all you need to do. One folded sock. Underwear is pretty straightforward. You take the legs and you fold them up in a triangular shape. And then you take the underwear and fold it into thirds. Once that's done, you take the top, bring it to the bottom, and stick the triangular piece inside the top hole. Make sure it gets all tucked in, and you're done. Pants are thicker, so it takes a little bit more to get this right. First off, you want to close up the top, the zipper and probably the button. And then you want to create a pocket at that top area, kind of like you did for the socks and for the shirts. You need to have a much larger pocket though, because again, it's thick. Next thing you want to do is fold one pants leg on top of the other, get it all smoothed out. And then you're going to take the pants legs from the bottom and start rolling up. Try to get this as tight as you can, because again, it's thick and it's going to take a bit to get it nice and tight. Once you get all the way to the top, you can use that pocket to fold over and encase the entire pants. This will take a little bit of practice because again, it's thicker, so it's a little bit harder to do. Long sleeve shirts are just like short sleeve shirts. It's just that you fold the arms in upon themselves and then fold them over. Otherwise, you're going to be doing the same thing. You're going to be creating a pocket at the bottom, and if these shirts are thicker, you're going to want a larger pocket. Then you'll want to fold the shirt into thirds, and then again, starting from the opposite side of the pocket, you'll want to roll. Make sure you roll pretty tightly because again, These are thick, so it's going to take up more space. And then you put the pocket and put it around the entire shirt. And that's it. You're done. Hoodies are pretty straightforward. First thing you're going to want to do is take the zipper and zip it all the way up. And if you have drawstrings, get them pretty tight so that the hoodie part will actually become the pocket. Then you fold in the sleeve and then fold it down onto the jacket, and then you do the same thing with the other sleeve. Once that's done, you fold the hoodie into thirds, and you don't need to make a pocket. You just start rolling up. You'll want to get this fairly tight because the material is pretty thick. Once done, you take the hoodie and fold it over the entire jacket, and you're done. The next thing I want to talk about is food and drink. Now, this is all obviously personal taste, what you want to take with you, but I want to talk about how we prepare meals before we even leave. We own an Instant Pot, which is basically a pressure cooker. We don't take it with us on travels because it's a little large, but we do cook at the house before we leave. Then we can freeze everything and take it with us on the trip. It's easy to find food to cook with: pork chops, chicken, ground beef, even frozen meatballs. And recipes are easy to find on YouTube. One of my favorite is Six Sisters stuff. So this brings us to how much can we actually store in our refrigerator. So what I did, I just measured cubic feet. So overall in the freezer, we're doing about 14 by 15 by about 7.5, which is just under a cubic foot worth of storage. The fridge is running about 13 inches by 26 inches by 16 inches, which gives us just over 3 cubic feet worth of storage space. As a comparison, our home fridge gives us about 7.83 cubic feet of freezer space and about 10.96 cubic feet of fridge space. None of these measurements, of course, include things like drawers or what can be stored in the doors. As many of you know, we own a pet dog. Not much to say here other than don't forget their food and their toys and their leash and any prescriptions that may be taken, and also don't forget to bring records of their vaccinations because some places will want to see that. And of course, we have our gadgets. Now, since I do the YouTube channel, I have a couple of cameras and my laptops and stuff like that. But you want to also remember things like batteries, flashlights, and I would suggest a toolkit for the van and a first aid kit for any emergencies. And of course, you don't want to forget prescriptions or anything like that for you, and all the basics of toilet paper, soap, shampoo, and so on. So where does all of this stuff get stored? In the drawers in our cabinets. Each cabinet has 4 drawers, and I've separated everything into basically his and hers. So the top drawer that has a lot of space, we can put dirty laundry, things like that. I stick my clothes into the next couple of drawers, and the bottom drawer has towels and other items we may need. On the other side is my wife's drawers. You'll notice that there was a bar there for hanging closet, but we decided we wanted drawers. But it's basically the same setup. She has a top drawer for bigger items, and then she can store her clothes or whatever she's wanting to bring with her in the next two drawers. And in the bottom drawer is just some extra stuff that we need. Batteries, things like that. Above the fridge is a little space cubbyhole with a netting, and that's where we put our induction stove and some extra nicks and knacks. Next to that is another cabinet, slightly not quite as wide as the other cabinets, but this is where we put all our kitchen supplies. Things like paper towels, paper plates, paper cups. In the next drawer, we've got things like foodstuffs, measuring cups, spices. The drawer after that has more spices and some extra things, an extra thing of tuna helper, just in case we need something to eat on the fly. And the bottom drawer, we've been putting our mids in there, but we can put a lot of other things as well. On the bottom, there's a space that we can put our pots and pans for the induction stove. On the opposite side is our kitchen sink. We also have another drawer here for utensils, all of our plastic forks, spoons, knives, anything else we need for cooking.
Whoa, groovy.
By our bed are a couple sets of cabinets where we can store various items. I have a fan in here when we need it, and some other sundry items. Obviously a lot of space still in here to fill up. Then on the other side, I have stored some of my long sleeve shirts for winter, just in case I need them. And we have extra paper towels and toilet tissue, things like that in the other cabinet. And some kitchen supplies at the far end. Since this is near the kitchen, it's a good space to put that. Over the toilet and vanity, we have cabinets where we store anything we might need for the bathroom area. Brushes, combs, things like that. When we come over to the front, where the sofa is, we have cabinets up above that we can lock, although we don't need to. We store some things in there, and this is also where the dog food and things like that will go. You've seen how many drawers and cabinets we have, how big our fridge is, and how we conserve a little space by packing our clothes. And that brings me to the final item I wanted to talk about. How much do we pack? Well, the embassy gives us a lot of space for packing a lot of stuff. But do we really want to fill up every square inch we can? Not really. We may want to buy things along the way, or maybe our daughter will come with us on a trip and she will need space for her things. What we do instead is pack conservatively. We don't need every kind of clothing available. No need for suits and ties or fancy dresses. We don't need every cooking appliance we have, and we certainly don't need a pack for every conceivable event that may occur on a trip. We have some items for safety, like a pump for the tires, a toolkit for minor repairs, emergency lights and traction boards if we get stuck in mud or snow, but that's about it when it comes to unforeseen events. Most of our supplies can be stored in our garage area, emergency items as well as convenience items like chairs and tables, so all the big stuff is out of the way. We tend to eat out while traveling, so have leftovers most of the time, so don't need to pack as much food, and the food we do pack is either in cans or our pre-made meals in the freezer. And let's face it, if we need to go out to a store for more meals, they're all over the place, so no worries there. The thing that takes up the most space, in my opinion, are clothes, and that's where you need to make some decisions. It gets hot in summer and cold in winter, and spring and fall can be both. So what do? Our solution is to dress in layers. If it's warm out, I have short sleeves and light pants I can wear. If it gets cooler, I can change to a long sleeve shirt or add a jacket. If it gets cold, I have long underwear I can add for my legs and a coat if need be. For now, we have enough space to have clothes for all seasons, so we don't really need to worry too much about space. If our daughter does travel with us, we may need to reconsider some clothing choices, but that doesn't really happen that often, so we're not too concerned with that. Granted, if your van has fewer storage areas, you will most probably have to pack for only cool or only warm weather, but that's doable. If your fridge is smaller, you'll be making more trips to the grocery store, but that isn't really too much of a hardship. The idea is to think ahead and determine what kind of situations you'll be traveling in, what kind of weather you'll encounter, and if you'll need other items to make the trip easier, safer, and more comfortable. Hopefully this video gives you some idea on how to approach this, and if it does, great. If not, hey, it was only 15 minutes of your life. Be seeing you.
Like Groovy Man.